So 2 players with 2 new teams.
You know, it's surprising how funny it is to get players to give us pictures. I know our
ThorZaIN and
editors.
CrunCher have been good at giving us those pictures, but
Well, CrunCher hasn't.
oh, you mean about
updated
picture?
Yeah. It's actually funny because I know the NASL back there, or the editing team, we always like, we need new pictures, and then we can't use pictures, can't use those pictures. Anyway, let's talk about predictions of these 2 players, ThorZaIN and CrunCher. It is Evil Genius's ThorZaIN, but I think he's going to take it.
Oh,
I think he's the pretty big favorite in this.
That's really the case too. I think ThorZaIN is really favored just because it's ThorZaIN, one of the top foreigners currently in the world. Many people, point to him. Is it the fact that he's getting picked up by EG? Is that someone of courage? No, it's just going to be the fact that he's playing against some of the best players in the world. Let's go ahead and introduce our players officially before we get any more business started. In the bottom left, we have ThorZaIN, Marcus Eklov, from Team Evil Geniuses as the Green Terran. And he's just going to be doing everything pretty normally, getting his barracks right next to his command center, getting harassed by this orange probe. Who is he, Andre?
He is, of course, CrunCher. He's spawning over here as the orange Protoss. And I love his color, by the way. Last game, I'm telling you, purple is like the toughest to actually watch, especially when there's creep around. So I'm glad it's orange and green this time around. Side note. But look at this. We have a gas coming up for ThorZaIN. I think that's a more standard thing to do on dual site, so I don't know why I just said it like that.
Yeah.
But the reason why we don't see gases fast expansions as much on this map is because that natural is so open.
Yeah.
So something like 3-gate actually beats just a simple gasless fast expansion. Because if I see all the bunkers actually positioned to defend this way, you just walk around and you go and attack on this side.
Yeah, the very common 1-gate expand into 3-gate is very powerful. In fact, not just that, but also the standard Squirtle style where you go gate robo gate and then pressure and with the rushing for Colossus, whatever you want to do based off that against gases is also really strong on this map, just again because the multiple avenues of attack and making it a little bit harder for the defender to cover more concave. You see CrunCher's going for a gas steal. Now, this is also because on dual site, 1-1-1 is really good on this map.
Yes.
And it's been notable that Protosses have a hard time holding the natural because of that as well. But I don't see a gas steal that often in TVP.
No. Well, it limits options. I kind of like it right now because it actually shows that ThorZaIN is not going for any sort of 1-1-1 with only 2 SCVs on gas. This is either the slowest 1-1-1, a reactor expansion, or some sort of 2 racks. It could be 2 racks, 3 racks, any sort of racks pressure. So I think CrunCher actually knows exactly what his opponent is doing just based on this, which is crazy. On the other side, CrunCher is looking to do a ton of mind games as well. Getting his second assimilator actually says, I can do so many different openings, you need to be careful. So what he's effectively done is limited ThorZaIN's options to do a ton of builds, and at the same time giving himself a lot of options, although he has incurred a little bit of loss just for that. The loss is, of course, making that assimilator, actually both assimilators, and committing to those minerals and not to something like a fast expansion.
ThorZaIN's been riding a really hot hand in TVP. Of course, everyone by now knows that he got knocked out of the Spring Arena by Inori. But before that, he only lost 6 games in the past 2 months. And it's been games to like Sasa, Bling, really, really solid players. He's beaten other people like Alicia, Grubby, Titan, Songho, also known as Killer JYP. These really good people. Well, JYP's not that great in PvT. But regardless, it's been a fantastic couple months from ThorZaIN. He's been playing really well, and so people very much favor him. But at the same time, CrunCher's kind of this underdog. And last time we saw him play against Select, he wasn't looking too bad. There was moments where it's like, wow, CrunCher might be able to do this, but then Select picked him apart with drops, especially on Tolerant Malter. He was like dragging everywhere between the 3 bases. So CrunCher just has to play solid, and I think he has a chance to at least take a game off, which does matter in terms of positioning for their division. CrunCher's currently 1-4. Which is because he had that walkover cats.
Yeah, so he's not doing too well right now. ThorZaIN is looking to expand, so I like how he's actually expanded from here. He actually defends against a ton of different builds just because he gets a super fast stim. And with bunkers, obviously stim in bunkers gives you that extra 400 HP and you're doing a ton of damage. But it looks like CrunCher is also expanding over here. It looks like ThorZaIN is also saying that he's experiencing a little bit of lag.
Yeah, but don't worry, guys. The series is from replay, so this is not actual live lag. Just a little bit of hiccups, I guess, from wherever ThorZaIN was playing. Actually, this was played with Pacific, so this is from the arena, actually. So that's why that explains a lot, maybe. There's a lot of computers at MLG who hopefully doesn't lag over there. ThorZaIN is finally getting his factory up. Now, he hasn't actually decided to move out in pressure. Sometimes, you know, we see ThorZaIN go out for that pressure, but he didn't get anything like concussive. His first upgrade has been stim, just like you were pointing out. Now, we see 4 more gates coming out of CrunCher, putting him at a total of 6. He's on the 2 gases with 1 probe on his third. Nope, just a couple more. So he does have a little bit of gas intake, but this looks like we're going to have a pretty aggressive push coming from soon.
Oh, man. He was able to see 3 sentries. That should be a little bit of a tell. Maybe not. 3 sentries is still pretty standard.
Yeah.
2 sentries, I think, is the super standard these days. But it looks like ThorZaIN will push out. This is the anti-timing, I think, for him. Now it just depends if CrunCher pushes out at the same time. Oh my God, CrunCher is pushing out at the same time.
Ooh, and he wants to go to the pylon to meet up, and they're gonna meet in the most unfortunate circumstances. And ThorZaIN does have stim, so he can chase down these units. Now he doesn't have concussive shells, and it looks like CrunCher is gonna be forced to burn a lot of his energy. He's gonna force field again, trapping some of those units out. But a lot of damage has been done.
Yeah.
As I think 3 of those sentries did drop from CrunCher, as well as a handful of energy, delaying the push significantly. And with that, I mean, ThorZaIN should know. Like,
it's actually 450 mana. That's a lot of energy right there that you're not able to actually do anything with. It's unfortunate.
Mana.
Yeah.
Someone's been playing D3.
Well, I always called it mana. Unfortunately, I always called it mana. So
okay.
It's from the Warcraft 3 days, or Warcraft 2 days,
Fair
rather.
enough. I never played Warcraft 2. I don't think I was alive during. No, it was. It definitely was. I am really young, man. I was born in the 90s.
I know. 97 is a pretty good year, though.
We see that CrunCher is still moving out here. Lots of good things happened in the 90s, but fashion trends were not one of them, dude. So if you ever see anything from the 90s, it's absolutely horrible. But look at this. We see an old-fashioned 6-gate. Talk about throwback from the 90s. This is a throwback to the 2010 pushes, where we see a lot of MC aggression. Force fields come out everywhere. ThorZaIN trying to defend. Doesn't have that bunker up just yet, but the force fields actually helping ThorZaIN, making sure that Zealots can't get in there, and CrunCher left with only sentries. Now, he does keep a lot of his sentries, but he doesn't have anything else, really. No energy, really, on those sentries either.
Yeah, Zealot Sentry isn't too strong against this build in general. And now that the medevacs are out, it gives him the ability to actually counterattack at this point. So now CrunCher can be punished if he oversteps just a smidge. He will be punished like crazy. A Hellion will get in here and scout everything that's going on. He will see, oh my God, okay, he won't see it, never mind. But additional gateways are actually being placed. Another 2 gateways, so this is 8 gateway pressure.
But he has a Dark Templar Shrine in production, as well as getting Charge.
I like that. So
yeah, Charge Archon can be very strong, especially if you see a significant concentration of Marauders. Marauders are terrible against Archons, let me tell you. So they don't really have a lot of ability to kite. Nonetheless, ThorZaIN, he's getting his concussive shells as well as his +1 armor, but he has +1 weapons, which could be very significant. The ThorZaIN does get trapped here, but there's not a lot of units of actual strength from CrunCher. He's got a lot of sentries and nothing else. GG. And ThorZaIN obliged to commit to that attack and takes it very convincingly 1-0.
I think if CrunCher actually just backed up from the center of the map and didn't waste so much energy, he would have been great. ThorZaIN is obviously attacking into him. He doesn't have medevacs at that point. Just kill all those units, go for a nice big counterattack, and you have that extra round of units to actually work with as well. But overall, if I had to analyze the game, I think ThorZaIN did the perfect build for the map and for CrunCher's build as well. There were a lot of builds that CrunCher was capable of, but I think that was probably the worst build he could have done against ThorZaIN's. And it's not a matter of skill. It's not a matter of you know, CrunCher did something bad, or you know, the scouting was bad or anything. It was just a build order choice, and it was unfortunate.
I don't think it's not necessarily the best for the map either, especially geography. It's there's just I don't think the engagement he got was exactly good, but nonetheless, CrunCher.
Yeah, I mean, for that, it's okay. As you said, it's not the best. You're looking to always attack your opponent and have them defended with a command center, and then you're looking to just get that edge. But if we think of what happened, he went for an expansion at basically the same time, so he'll never really have that huge edge that he's looking for, just because both of them are producing the same amount of army at the same time.
Yep.
So kind of difficult.
And the force field energy burned in the middle of the map proved insurmountably advantageous for ThorZaIN, as he was able to ride that momentum victory. Thank you so much to Kingston HyperX, the people who provided SSD and memories for like the NASL Sunday Showdown next week between Gnannywall and QXE. Make sure to get your subscriber pass for that. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 between CrunCher and ThorZaIN. We'll find out if CrunCher is able to take a game off ThorZaIN, or we're just simply able to take the sweep. More answers after this break.